Algeria.
Okay, we are here at the Centurions Sports Club, and we're about to take a look at the Zimbabwe versus Algeria match. We just discovered some disturbing news from Algeria. What's going on?
There were issues with some past thing about Adam Chicken, but I think they were sorted.
They were sorted.
I hope they're not dirty tricks.
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking the same thing. Before we got live, I was a bit worried that they were playing some dirty tricks there. We know how that part of Africa, they can use some really dirty tactics to get results. My name is Zemura Manyenga. We are live here at the Centurion Sports Club, and we thank them very much for letting us use their facilities. If you want to watch the game, you can always come and watch the game. My name is Zemura Manyenga. This is Ian Vambe, and I'm also joined by Bevan Shinurai. Okay, we were a bit jolted by that news, but Bevan, how do you feel about this match?
The match, it's a big game. No wonder you see the Algerians try to employ those funny tricks to frustrate us, so that when we get onto the field of play, we're no longer focused. And I hope that they will not be distracted by those things. I mean, we have been in Africa for so long now to understand what they do. They try to frustrate you over nothing. But I'll tell you one thing. This is my honest opinion. We need to retain the favor. Over the years, we have been too good.
Yeah, but we've always been nice hosts.
You see, there is us being nice hosts, which is nice, which is something that we need to applaud, and we have to keep on, doing that. But some of these, tricks, we need to also employ them ourselves, because whenever we go to North Africa, whenever we go to West Africa, we experience these things, and when we watch them, we are nice guys through and through. We need to have some of these. This is my honest view. We need to have some of this, so that at least we have got a balance and show them that what you guys do, we can also do. Because right now, I hope that the boys remain focused and deliver on the field of play. This tells you that they know that the opponent that they face today is no mean opponent. So they are trying to to get you off your focus lines. So we will not allow that.
And they haven't exactly done well against Zimbabwe. Apart from the whitewash in 1989 with the likes of Great Maher and Jamal, they haven't exactly dominated Zimbabwe. You remember in 2017 we met them in the Africa Cup of Nations, and Riyad Mahrez, Ian, was at the peak of his Leicester career, and we still came up with a 2-2 draw, didn't we?
Yes, we certainly did that. And remember, Algeria, we are looking at African champions right now. There is the reigning champions, but we are not a team to look down upon. We have got a very strong squad, a very capable team. Looking at the players that we have, we're also playing in European leagues, and if we combine the talent that we have, and I'm sure the coach has exactly done that. Just to come back to what Bevan was saying before, I think the best way we can do, apart from the tricks they're trying to employ, is to go on the pitch, remain focused, show that we can deliver and get results. And then they will forget about the tricks that they try to play. They have to get distracted with their own tricks. Then we go on with our team, with our game plan, we deliver the results.
Actually, what I think is, whenever they get frustrated easily, even Pachao.
The Algerians, right?
Yeah. In fact, we talk about North
Africans.
They get distracted easily. So, if it were up to me, that's what Pina Tamba rich guy, game rich guy.
2 minutes.
What we are assured of is the first 15 minutes they want to score. Tot boys apana bora rupinda. Ari go away. What do? We play this very tough kind of game. We come up with these tackles. I know obviously whether we're going to play it clean in terms of our tackling and everything, we are naturally going to get my yellow cards. That is a given. We are going to have my card. But Ziri nine makadi wati kama one, but tapapinda zoti abakwanza kuti kutamba first 15 minutes vakango disturb bekachet, you switch
tatamba Diego Simeone kind of football.
Why better? Because they tried, isu started to pin down the field of play. They are trying to get us too frustrated. So we return the favor on the field of play. If I were the coach, and I thought that boys kafamba katibite
End up on Mares.
Exactly.
End up on
The guys are tambi. Akaribata pass.
I don't know if we're still doing this. I remember when we're in high school and we're playing football, the defenders would always be told that, you know what, their main striker, make sure he knows that you are there.
Yes.
The first 2 minutes is just...
That's my philosophy. I personally, if you want to know about football, I'm not the kind of a person who says, Tapina in a game, we've got Riyad Mahrez. That's a super talent. I will take nothing from that.
Yeah.
But we can't spend 90 minutes thinking about Mahrez. What we need to do, football is a contact sport, but I will make sure that the contact that we have next time, you will know.
You think twice.
Can you do that to Sergio Ramos? You want Sergio Ramos? You want Jenga? No. You know.
You know what?
This guy.
What's funny is I think our team used to play with a lot of respect to these opponents because they're playing overseas. We see them on television and all that. But now we have guys that are playing also overseas.
Yes.
They don't have a reason to respect Mahrez. Like, okay, he's a good player, yes. But Mahrez plays against Nakamba. You know, Tinoka Dewe is playing right there. This team is doing well. They are in no position to give respect to my opponents. Maybe you can just do that and make sure that you don't concede in the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We go into a game, we attack, we make use of Musona, Kama, Kadewe up from there. We have got enough talent to cause problems with Algerian defense. So I think our squad there, we are very good in terms of offensive style.
You're talking about offensive. Luka Rosic and his technical team are probably taking this to Algeria, aren't they?
Yeah. I judging from, I was talking to some guys who are in Algeria, who actually attended the training session. But you know what, we are going to go pound for pound. Because according to the person, he's saying, the best way to defend is to attack. So if we're going to sit and allow them to we'll be in serious trouble. So the Taura about the lineups, you realize they have put in mechanisms to shut these guys. But at the same time, attack, which I think if it works out, would have been a very good strategy. Because if we sit and allow them, we'll be in serious trouble. Under one.
Defensive style.
Let's look at the lineup. You did talk about the lineup. Let's look at the lineup. Here it looks like they're playing 4-3-2-1.
Yeah, something like that. You know what? These formations now, Maone and Rita, there are variations of, these coaches are the game is too tactical nowadays. You realize that we are playing similar formations even near the one Algeria plays. It was usually they play a 4-3-3. So if you break down our formation, it's like, from what I was hearing from the guys I was talking to, you're saying we're going to have a 4-3-2-1, and according to the lineup that I got from them, Elvis Chipes is the goalkeeper, Tendai Darigo plays at right back, Divine Lunga left back, the two center backs are being Ronald Madimu and Tinish Kadebe. Then you've got in the midfield, this is where
the tricks are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything. You've got Nakamba, defensive midfield. They've got also Zemura there. He'll be on the left side of the midfield, right? And you've got there's Kama Billiard, that he's a forward. Then you've got left-sided forward. Then you've got Musona, right-sided forward. Then you've got Karuru also in the midfield, complementing the other three, but just behind, like maybe the center forward.
Mm-hmm. So he's okay. So basically, what's happening here is that Nakamba is being aided by Zemura.
Yes.
And our attacking option in the midfield is Karuru. He's the one who's joining the midfield and the attack.
Sort of a bridge.
Yes, but Karuru is more dynamic because he's a player who can also drift to the wide and come from either Kama's wing or from Musona's wing. Because depending on the way that you're attacking these players, Algeria is a very strong team. You're going to need to be very careful in terms of Karuru knows how to dribble past defenders. Karuru knows how to bring in crosses to the players center forward. Karuru knows how to shoot just outside the box. So he's a very dynamic player who is able to do all sorts of things there. So I think, like you said, it's a very tactical game where Makocha can attack or attack. We have options. If Karuru lifts up his head to the right side, there's a good player. Left side, there's a good player. Forward, there's a good player.
And he's capable of doing that, isn't he?
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, he's a person, Aitama Iguti, currently is not attached. And there is a national outcry as to why I include her. Yes, in terms of people questioning that, they are right. You know what? We have to have a defined criteria sometimes, and people and the general trend rather is based on performance in my club, uniform, right? So there is that general outcry, but Ndichitaura basing on his performance usually when he gets onto the field of play. And kind of AFCON, the AFCON that we had, he is one player that really played his heart out. Of course, one or two games probably just really right, but he really played. He was one of the best performers. And again, I'm thinking, Kufungo Kwangu, as everybody else is entitled to think and to their opinion on that. And Kufungo coach, I was also looking at continuity. And there are certain players that will deliver. I know, because even against the background of that outcry, I'll put it to you, Guti. At some point, Vincent Nyama was Nigerian captain, but he was clubless at some point. I think it was the same. I think the Ghanaian goalkeeper Kingston. At some point, he was still a national team player as in our club. Yes, as much as a lot can be said. Remember, this is a national team, so you're bound to have a lot of opinions. You're bound to have, my feelings akawanda ningasiwa ningana kupinda, like this lineup somebody is arguing say ningasina kupindwa, people are talking about Prince, say he's in form in the cheat, and a lot of reasons not out. But at the end of the day, sometimes technical team in a plan every game, and they have good plans
according to the opponents that they have.
It's not is one of the reasons is not a contributor to who ends up arm of first 11.
But remember, football is a very interesting game because not only form counts. Sometimes you need form. You can be in a very good form, but with a lack experience of how to handle yourself at national level. Look at Zemura. It's the first time coming to play for the national team. He's playing well in Bournemouth there, yes. But when you come to Africa, it's a different totally different football altogether. You're facing opponents that knows how to tackle you, how to frustrate you. You're gonna need Ovigaru to come on, attend. So the coach is very careful in terms of bringing these people dynamically to say, you have got the experience, you have got the form, you have the talent, let's combine and go together. But I know, like you said, fans are entitled to their opinions to say, why is he doing this, why is he doing that, but
I'm particularly excited about Zemura. He's making his debut today. I've seen him play a couple of games for Bournemouth, but I want to see how he does in the national team. Do you see him upping his game? Do you see him fit in this, or
what's interesting is the role that is going to be playing in that midfield is, in my view, is being employed there specifically because remember the Massa Omnes is not there. So there was a bit of tweaking with that midfield. So the role that is playing, because is specifically to handle whatever movement that Riyad Mahrez will try to have, because if we allow him to move, we'll be in trouble. So he is put there because he plays in a defensive position, and so Arkupinda Pepe could angono stabilize and Mahrez will not get that room. And the moment we stifle Mahrez, it means he will put game plan never without change. So I'm saying this is a young man who has a lot to prove, and he has just been given the platform to do so. But there's a point I wanted to add about selection, which I think there are dynamics aripo pakuchuzwa kweteam, like Adam Chickson is probably that is first the most senior cap, right? Chai in a serious match, right? Then he's coming from an environment without such things. atopinda akusangana neizvozvo, they are frustrating the officials wearing suits.
You don't have that in Europe, do you?
You get it.
No.
So you know what happens? Ovid do this to him, don't worry, my friend.
Just go.
That is what we do in Africa. Don't worry, let's go and play. You get it. So these are dynamics. So I just wanted to touch on that. That sometimes as fans we become so rigid with regard to criteria, but these guys can bend the criteria. They know the dynamics that are involved. And look, there is Lloyd Stembwe in that technical setup. There is Tondra Indra. These are people who have a rich experience with regards to African football. The coach himself, he has had experience of what African football is. So
destroy you. They've got a very good squad. Slimani up front, they can do magic. So these guys need to know that even if you manage Algeria up to halftime without conceding, you can't be overly excited to say, we've done well with Tavara boy and all that. You still need to maintain your level of concentration. Even the coach there needs to know consistently. The game will not develop. Sometimes first 20 minutes, if they see Raramba, let's go attack. Towards the halftime, what's key? Can we attack? Can we defend? Can we maintain possession? How do you approach the stages of the game? First 10 minutes after second half, what are we doing as a team? Who knows what's going on? So there is that level of dynamism which they need to keep maintaining.
You bring in something that is important, the tactics. How are we going to play this game? Because naturally when you watch the Warriors play, 1-2 touches from the back and then we look for that
Long ball.
we look for that long. short, long. Okay. We're playing against a team that will punish you if you lose the ball more often than not.
North Americans are naturally fast. So if they get a chance to counter us, if we try and commit so much, they can hit us on the counter, but at the same time, we can use our pace and our skill to head them.
What I would want with regards to tactics is we make sure we do not provide for them spaces in which they can run. Yeah. We need to stifle that. We need not to give them spaces to run, and we need, they play quick counters, like you say. So what we need to do is we try to congest whenever we do not have the possession. Let's press and try to get the ball. Right? Exactly. And also with regards to our offensive play, we need to make also quick transitions, because look at it this way. This is my view of North Africans. They may be fast, but they are fast usually from the midfield going up front. The defenders, I mean, we can handle them. So a player like Ovid Karuru now will be pivotal in this game, in that we need to make quick transitions, like turning defense into attack. We know we've got capable players up front. Right, you've got a dangerous knowledge, and also have a dangerous Kama billiard. So what we need is Ovid should be able to pick those spaces, to exploit those spaces, such that the right balls are fed to our three front men. So I hope that we're going to limit any space that they may want to exploit, and try to be quick in our transition when we attack.
Yes, that's a good point there. Zimbabwe, we need to have tactics that will work for us today. As you said, the Algerians are very good at counter-attacking. They'll just put that ball behind your defense, and the pace that they've got could be very, very dangerous. We're going to take a short break, and we will be back with more analysis of the Zimbabwe versus Algeria match. This is going to be an exciting game, though.
Yeah, because when you look at Chipese as a very, obviously people are going to say Chipese is a really, what comes back to the memories of the supporters is how he performed during the last AFCON. So now Chipese is back in goal. How much can you trust him?
Yeah, my drink is almost finished, so get a refill.
We're going to get through that.